Sir, up to this, we covered two predefined functional interfaces. What is the first one, sir? Predicate. What is the second one? Function. Predicate and function, what is the difference, you know? Predicate can take some input value and perform some conditional check and returns always Boolean value. Are you getting? Predicate return type is always what? Boolean type. Predicate compulsory can take some argument. Are you getting? So for that argument, it will perform some test condition and returns either true or false. And I explain function also. Are you getting? Function. Function can take some input type, perform required operation, and return some value based on that operation. But returned value need not be Boolean type. Are you getting? It can be Boolean, it can be integer, it can be string, any type, sir. Are you getting? So in predicate, if I can consider interface predicate compulsory take some argument type. What is this one, sir? Input argument type. Do you know? It contain test method. And what is the return type, sir? Return type is always Boolean type. It will take some input type, apply some test condition, returns Boolean. Same way, if I consider interface function, you know interface function interface compulsory can take two argument types. Sir, one is input argument type, the other one is what? Return type. Sir, now, sir, R is the return type, applying, okay? Apply. Next, T type. Observe that, sir. Sir, whether it is the predicate or whether it is function, compulsory, it has to return some value mandatory. Are you getting that? Whether it may be a function or it may be a predicate, compulsory it's going to return some value. Sir, if it's the Boolean type predicate, it is any type function, right? But sometimes our requirement is, I will provide some value, perform required operation, but I'm not expecting any return type. Just I want a function to consume that value, and perform certain operation. I'm not expecting any return thing. Then we should go for consumer. What is that, sir? Can you spell out? Consumer functional interface. Of course, it's also present in java.util.function package and introduced in 1.8 version only. What is the next interface we have to discuss? What is that, sir? Can you spell out? Interface consumer. And compulsory it's going to take some T type. Are you getting it? Compulsory it's going to take some T type. This consumer can accept values, consume values. Are you getting it right? It can accept some value, consume values. That's why it contains one abstract method. What is that method name? Accept. Accept value. What type of values are? T type. Are you getting what type of value? T type. Under the return type, it won't return anything. Remember this one, sir. So, consumer contain, what is the method, sir? Consumer contain, what is the method, sir? Accept method. It never going to return anything. Perform the required operation with this input type. Remember that, sir. What is the difference between, okay, consumer, function and a predicate? Predicate and function, both compulsory should return some value. But in the case of predicate, Boolean value. But in the case of function, it can be any type. But consumer, just consume value and perform required operation. Consumer, not required to return anything. Remember this one, sir. Are you in a position to understand, right? Just, I will go for a small example for this consumer. Sir, consumer, how many type parameters it's going to take? One type parameter. Next, what is the method, sir? Consumer interface contain. Which methods are? Accept is the method. It's the functional interface. Accept is the method. What is the return type of accept methods, sir? Void. Because accept method won't return anything. Clear for all of you, right? Okay. Now I hope you people got clearly what is consumer. Consumer is always going to accept some value and it will perform certain operation, but consumer never going to return anything. That's why, sir, consumer contain one method, accept method, just accept, that's all. It never going to return anything. That's why, what is the return type of accept method, sir? Void. Clear, right? Okay. Let me go for a small example, sir. What I'm taking, consumer. Okay, compulsory consumer can take one input argument. What is that argument, sir? Let me take some string. Are you getting? Let me take some string. Okay, S is equal to, C is equal to consumer C. Sir, this consumer can take what input types are? String type, because I declared as a string type. Now, if I provide yes, what this consumer accept method is going to do? Just a print, that's all. Are you getting that? Print, that's all. System.out.println, yes, that's it. It's not going to do anything, sir. If I provide some string, the consumer accept method is going to do what? It is going to print, that's all. Beyond that, nothing, sir. Now, just observe, C dot, what is the method we have to call? Accept is the method. Just pass hello. Just pass hello. Now this hello will become yes, and the accept method is going to print, that hello. Similarly, C dot accept of Durga soft. C dot accept of Durga soft. Like this I'm taking. If I can take C dot accept of Durga soft, now it will become value. It will become value, and just it's going to print, that's all. Sir, let me execute how you can use this small example, right? Here just observe that. Observe a bit carefully. Sir, here have you observed, right? Import java.util.function.consumer. Next public class test, public static void main. Consumer of string C is equal to, if I can give yes, just it has to print yes value. Just I'm calling accept method 2 times. Sir, first time I'm passing hello. Second time I'm going to pass Durga soft, like this, right? Sir, now just observe that Java C. Here just observe Java C test.java. Are you getting? Next and after that Java test. What is the output by default we are getting? Hello, Durga soft, like this, right? So everyone can able to understand. Don't think too much. What is consumer? Maybe in our streams concept we will use all these things. Don't worry. Just a basic idea you have to get, sir. So what is the consumer? Consumer can accept some value and perform certain operation, and it won't return anything. That's why consumer can take how many type parameters, right? Only one type parameter. Consumer functional interface contain how many abstract methods, right? Only one abstract method. What is that method? Accept. What is the return type of accept method? Void. How you can use consumer? Basic syntax wise, clear for all of you, right? That's all. Sir, now I will go for one more example to demonstrate consumer concept. Okay, suppose if I will provide movie object as the argument. Are you getting for my consumer? Which one I have to provide, sir? Movie object as the argument. Now my consumer is the responsible to print complete information about that movie. This is a small, more realistic example so that you people can feel more comfortable, right? Just observe that. I have one class is there, sir. Have a look once, class movie. Movie class is there. Sir, for every movie, I want to take some properties. String name of the movie. Next and after that string hero, who is the hero in that movie. Next and after that string heroine. Okay, string heroine, like this, right? So these are the 3 properties. For every movie object, I want to take only 3. If you want, you can take choreographer, music director, producer, like any number of properties, right? Now, here, just a movie string name, comma, string hero, comma, string name, comma, string hero, comma, string heroine. Sir, what is this concept? Constructor. Even in the last examples also, multiple times we covered all. this dot name is equal to name, this dot hero is equal to hero, this dot heroine, okay, this dot heroine is equal to heroine, like this. So that's all. So if I create movie object, then automatically, do you know, sir, these many things are available for every movie object. So now what I want to take is, let me create one array list object to hold the movie objects. Array list of movie L is equal to new array list of movies. Array list of movie L is equal to new array list of movie, like this, right? Sir, for this array list, I want to add several movie objects. What I'm calling, sir, populate. In the last example, we covered this type of concept. Just I'm calling populate method. Populate this list with the movie objects. Of course, in my populate method, populate method, of course, array list of movie L as the argument. Here I will add some objects, right? L dot add of new movie. L dot add of new movie, okay? Like, sir, movie name, some Bahubali. Regarding movie name, some Bahubali. Next, hero there, okay? Something like Prabhas. Regarding Prabhas. Heroine, something like Anushka. Like I'm taking, sir. Have you observed? This is like we can add any number of objects. Now, my array list contain a group of movie objects. Are you able to understand, right? Sir, let me show up to this. Then for this list, how we can use consumer concept, that part I will take care. Have a look one, sir. Sir, a simple example. Import java.util.star class movie string name hero heroine. Next, this is the constructor, sir. Regarding itself is the constructor. Now, test class is there. Observe the test class is there. Sir, in the test class, I'm creating a list of movie. L is equal to new array list of movies. Populate of L. Can you please populate this L? Sir, what this populate method is going to do is, we are adding multiple movie objects to the list, to the array list, right? Sir, first movie Bahubali, Prabhas, Anushka, Rais, Shahrukh, and then Sunny, Dangal, Amir, Ritu. Next, Sultan, Salman, Anushka. Something like some movie objects I added to the array list. Are you able to understand that up to this? Sir, now my requirement is, my array list itself contain movie objects. Are you able to understand? Sir, now what I require to do, that part I will explain. Now array list contain a group of movie objects, right? Sir, now take a bit very special care, sir. For each movie object, sir, what I want to do, if I provide movie object as argument to consumer, my consumer is the responsible to print the complete movie information. Are you getting that? That's why how I can able to write, sir, consumer. Sir, how many type parameters are there for the consumer? Consumer is always going to accept input. It never going to return anything. I hope you people aware. Consumer of movie. Are you getting consumer of movie? Sir, C is equal to, if I provide movie object, sir, what this consumer is going to do that is assume that it is the input. Consumer is always going to take input. M means movie object. Now this person is going to print system.out.println. Okay, movie name, sir. Movie name. M dot name. Like this I'm taking. Next, system.out.println. Sir, movie, sir, hero. Who is the hero in that movie? Are you getting movie hero? Sir, M dot hero. Like this I'm taking, sir. Sir, system.out.println. Sir, heroine. Are you getting heroine? Okay? Like M dot heroine. Like I'm taking, sir. End of the lambda expression, like. Sir, now take a bit very special care, sir. If I provide movie object as argument, now this consumer is the responsible to print information. But the specialty of consumer is it never going to return anything. Are you getting? It's always going to accept some item and will perform certain activity. It never going to return anything. That's all. Just what this consumer is going to do: accept a movie object, and print movie information to the console. Sir, how I can call this consumer? Very simple, sir. For each movie object M, for each movie object M present in our list. Already array list contain movie objects or not? Yes. For every movie object M present in this list, what we require to do is just can you please call. Are you getting that? What I want to take, sir, C dot, sir, on the consumer contain which method? Which abstract method you have to tell? Accept. What is the abstract method? Accept. C dot accept of M, sir. C dot accept of M. So every movie object I'm passing the argument to accept method. Now this accept method is going to print movie information to the console. Yeah, what a beautiful example, sir. So my consumer is going to accept movie object, and this consumer is the responsible to print movie information to the console. We are not required to write separate method to print a small lambda function, a small lambda expression is the responsible to do that. Clear, right? How to use consumer? Let me execute this code so that you people can feel more comfortable, right? Observe that. Observe complete executable code. Have a look once, it's already there. Sir, here import java.util function the consumer. I'm using consumer, sir. So import java.util the array list because that is the collection I'm using. Sir, class movie. Sir, movie contain 3 parameters are available. Next, this is the constructor, right? Sir, now I'm creating array list of movie. L is equal to new array list of movies, sir. Populate of L. Sir, if I call populate method, then all the values by default will be added. So my array list contain 5 movie objects are available, right? Sir, what is this one? Can you please observe that? Sir, consumer. This is the most important concept out of total terminology, right? Consumer of movie. C is equal to. So if I can provide movie object as argument, it is going to print movie name, it's going to print movie hero, and then it's going to print movie heroine, like this, right? Okay. So now for each movie object present in this L, can you please call C dot accept of M? C dot accept of M, like this, right? Now observe a bit very carefully about this one. Have a look once. Here just let me execute this code. Have you observed? First movie object, first movie name, hero, and then heroine. Second movie, third movie, and then fourth movie, like this, right? Sir, why in the middle one blank line is coming? Sir, have you observed? After printing this, yes, one empty SOP statement I wrote. Because of that, we are getting that blank line just for proper meaningful purpose, right? Sir, now I hope it's very clear for you people what is the purpose of consumer. Consumer will accept some object and is the responsible to do certain activity. The specialty of consumer is it never going to return anything, sir. It will do some activity. That's all. Clear? Sir, now I will explain one more beautiful example where we are going to use predicate concept, function concept, consumer concept. All the 3 things in a single example so that you are going to habitize with the functional programming. Sir, for which purpose we are going to use predicate? To check some conditional checks or to perform some conditional checks or Boolean conditional checks, we should go for predicate. Function means take some input, perform some operation, and return the result. You require to return the result. Then automatically we should go for function. Then when we should go for consumer, sir? Consumer will accept and will do something. It never going to return anything. Regarding 3 things in a small example I want to use so that you people can feel more comfortable, right? Sir, almost 90% of application already we developed while explaining functions concept. Because student example, grade example, have you remembered, right? Same example I want to discuss. So just I want to use consumer also with respect to that. Clear, right? Sir, I have student is there. Just observe that. I have one class, student is there, sir. For every student, okay, name is there, and then marks are there. Are you getting that? First one is the name. Next, second one, marks are there. Okay. Sir, how many fields are available for every student? Sir, 2 fields. Name of the student and then marks of the student. Sir, now my job is, let me create an array list of student, and let me add some student objects for that array list. Regarding this, first make sure our array list contain all student objects. Sir, up to this, what is the code? Let me show for this. Have a look once. I have one class student is there, sir. String name and int marks. Regarding what is the name of the student and marks. What is this one, sir? This one is the constructor. This is the student class. Already I explained in the function concept, same example, right? Now I create a array list of student. L is equal to new array list of student. Regarding array list of student, L is equal to new array list of student, populate of L. Regarding populate of L. Sir, just I'm calling populate. What this populate is going to do is, sir, this populate method will accept array list of student, just adding 5 students, right? Sir, what is the first student? Name Sunny 100. Second student Bunny, Chinny, Winnie, Pinny, like, sir, these are the 5 student objects added to the array list, right? Now, it is very clear, my array list contain, sir, some students information, right? Now, my target is, observe very carefully, sir. I want to evaluate grade based on the marks. Next, I want to display only student information. Sir, just whose marks are greater than or equal to 60. Observe that, sir. Hey, if the student marks are greater than or equal to 60, if marks are greater than or equal to 60, okay, sir, display student information. Display student info. But before displaying student info, can you please find the grade of the student also? Like, now take a bit very special care. Here, one conditional check is there. Boss, marks are greater than 60 or not, greater than or equal to 60 or not. Conditional check is there. Next, the second one, evaluate the grade. It is going to accept some student object, and based on the marks, it has to evaluate the grade. Next, it is going to accept a student object and display information to the console. Have you observed? 3 requirements, right? Now, for this Boolean condition, we can go for predicate. Regarding just to check Boolean condition, we can go for what? Predicate. Sir, most of the people are going to fail. Sir, marks greater than or equal to 60. A simple condition, right? We can use if else and so on. Yes, you can use. But tomorrow, if any condition, which is a big expression I require to evaluate, I want to use multiple times the same condition, right? Then every time if else and so on, not recommended. Write predicate once, and then you can use that predicate any number of times. Sir, here predicate concept. Next, it will take student object as the input, and it has to provide grade of the student. So it will accept some input and it will return the grade. Means for this requirement, we should go for function concept. Function concept can be used, take some input and return something. So function concept can be used. Next, I want to display student information to the console. Accept a student object and print to the console. Okay, you are not required to return anything. Just a print to the console. Then for this requirement, consumer concept is the best choice. I hope everyone can able to understand what is the purpose of predicate, what is the purpose of consumer, and what is the purpose of function. Not required to keep any explanation, right? Sir, now let me go for first predicate and then function and then consumer. Like here, see this one, sir. I'm writing predicate. I'm ready to write predicate concept, right? Sir, this predicate
is always going to take a student object, predicate, student object as the input, predicate P. If I can provide student object, what condition my predicate has to do is if the student marks greater than or equal to 60. Are getting? Because I want to display all student information whose marks are greater than or equal to 60. Only that particular student information I have to print. That's why to check that condition, we can go for what? Predicate. Clear, right? Next, I want to, sir, evaluate, I want to find the grade of the student. Are you getting? Grade of the student. So to find the grade based on marks, I have to write a function. What I will take, sir? Here, I will write a function. This function is going to take student as the input, and string, sir, it is going to return. What is the meaning of string, sir? Grade. Accept student as the input and return grade. Okay. Now F is equal to, if I can provide student object, what this person has to do is int marks is equal to yes dot marks. First find marks of the student. If marks greater than or equal to 80, just return A, sir. Return A, maybe distinction. You can write within the bracket, maybe distinction. Else if, sir, marks greater than or equal to 60, return B grade. Next, else if marks are greater than or equal to 50, return C grade, something like second class. This is the distinction, this is the first class, this is the second class. Next, else if marks are greater than or equal to 35, return D grade. Sir, else means failed student, return E grade. Return E grade. That's all. End of the lambda expression like. So here I write a function. This function is always going to take student object as argument and the return grade. Are you getting that? It has to return what? Grade I have to return. Now function is ready, predicate is ready. Now my requirement is how to use consumer concept. This is our important, right? So now observe that carefully. Sir, my consumer, what it's going to do? Sir, consumer of, if I can give student object as the argument. If I can give input student object as the argument, just print student information. That is the job of the consumer, right? Now here, if I can give, what it has to do is, sir, system.out.println, name of the student. Yes, sir, dot name. Next, system.out.println, marks of the student. Are you getting? Yes, sir, dot marks. Like this I'm taking. System.out.println, name of the student, marks of the student, and then grade of the student. Observe very carefully, sir. To evaluate grade, already I wrote function or not? Yes. Can you please tell? Already I wrote function to evaluate grade or not? Yes. Why don't you use this grade? Sir, function contain which method? Apply method. Predicate contain which method? Test method. Consumer contain which method? Accept method. Don't forget these method names. Okay. Now, F function dot apply for this yes we have to take. F dot apply for this yes we have to take. Okay. That's all like this. So, I write a consumer which can take a student object as the argument and it is responsible to print student information. My consumer never going to return anything. Are you able to understand? Right? When we should go for consumer, accept something, do some activity, don't return anything, then we should go for consumer. When we should go for function, accept something, do something, and return some value based on our operation, then we should go for function. When we should go for predicate, predicate is just a boolean valued function. Some conditional check, the return type is always what? Boolean type. It will accept something and it will perform some conditional check and returns true or false. Boolean valued function is nothing but what? Predicate. Up to this is the clear, right? Okay, how to use function, how to use predicate, and for which purpose we are going to use consumer. Okay, now let me use these three things, right? My list already contain student objects. List already contains student objects, right? Now I want to use all here for each student, S in L. For each student, S in L. Sir, what I have to do is here just C. C means what? C means what? Consumer. Just C dot accept. But make sure, sir, I have to use a predicate. If P dot test of S. Bas observe. If this predicate returns true, means if the student marks are greater than or equal to 60. So if the student marks are greater than or equal to 60, display student information to the console. To display student information, already consumer is there. Are you getting? That's why here C dot accept of yes. C dot accept of yes. So first for conditional checking, whether the student marks are greater than or equal to 60 or not, predicate concept. Next, once predicate satisfied, to print is information, just I'm using consumer concept. But while printing information, if you required anywhere grade, I used a function concept. Are you able to understand? Predicate to perform conditional checking. Accept to accept some student object and print information. While printing, if you want to find grade, better to use function. Are you getting? Beautiful examples are better to write this code, then you will get much clarity. When we should go for predicate, when we should go for function, when we should go for consumer, like all the terminology by default will be clear for you people with this example. Compulsory you have to type and you require to practice. Let me execute this code. Have a look once. Same example, import, like I have student is already there. Sir, this is the class test, array list of student. Next, populate. Sir, this populate method is the responsible. This populate method is the responsible to add some student objects. Now my array list already contain. Sir, this array list already contain some student objects. I write a predicate, sir. Sir, have you observed? Predicate just to check marks are greater than or equal to 60 or not. Sir, this is the function, sir. Function is going to take student as the argument and return the grade. Grade means a string type, right? If I give yes, int marks, sir, if marks greater than or equal to 80, A means a distinction, greater than or equal to 60, return grade B. B means first class, C means second class, D means third class, E means failed. Okay? It is always going to return the grade of the student. Just I'm taking consumer, sir. This consumer is always going to take student type as the argument. If I can give student object, now it's going to return what is the name, what is the marks, what is the grade. While evaluating grade, I called function apply method, right? Sir, for each student S in L, if P dot test, C dot accept of yes, sir. Take a bit very special care, sir. For every student in L, for every student S in list, sir, if this condition satisfied, okay, if the marks are greater than or equal to 60, what is this concept, sir? Predicate concept. Are you getting? If this condition satisfied, print student information. What is this concept, sir? Accept consumer concept. Next, while printing inside consumer, while printing, if anywhere grade is required, just I use a dot function. This concept is nothing but function concept. Regarding of that apply, this concept is the function concept, okay? Now let me execute this code, sir. It is going to print all student information whose marks are greater than or equal to 60. Observe that. Observe that, okay? Sir, here only two students, Sunny, marks are 100, distinction, grade is the distinction. Sir, student Bunny, marks are 65, is nothing but B. Only these two students whose marks are greater than or equal to 60. Assume that, sir, my requirement is, I don't want to perform this conditional check. Observe that, I don't want to perform this conditional check. For each student, S in L, C dot accept. I don't want to use predicate, C dot accept. Then what will happen? Complete student information by default we are going to get. Are getting all 5 students information by default we will get because we are not using predicate. We are not performing any conditional check. Let me do that so that you will get some clarity. Have a look once. Here, A, P dot test. If P dot test, like this I am taking, sir. Now, observe a bit very carefully about this one, sir. I removed predicate. Now, observe carefully, sir. This time, what is the output by default you are going to get, sir? This time, observe that. What is the answer? All the student information by default I am going to get. Sunny, next and after that Bunny, next Chinny, next Winnie, next and after that Pinny. Sir, 25 marks, that's why I failed. 45 marks third class, 55 marks second class, 65 marks first class, 100 marks is nothing but distinction like this. Now, by this example, I hope you people clearly aware when we should go for predicate, when we should go for function, when we should go for consumer. Clear? Now you are habituated with the functional way of coding, sir. Lambda expressions, we are in a position to play the games. Clear for all of you, right? That's all. Sir, in the last video we covered how you can use consumer concept. Next, in combination with the predicate and function, we covered beautiful examples, sir. Sir, now I will explain, is it possible for consumer chaining or not? Sir, multiple consumers I want to group together to form complex consumers, right? Is it possible or not? Yes, possible. So for this, consumer functional interface contain one default method and then. What is the default method, sir? And then, this is the default method. Somewhere we used the same method even in the function also. Function also it's available. Here even for the consumer also it is applicable, sir. Suppose C1 and then C2 and then C3 dot accept of some M. I'm taking, sir. So I'm providing some movie object. Assume I'm providing some movie object. Now first C1 will be applied. After that C2 will be applied. After that C3 will be applied. Are you getting right? So C1, C2, C3. So something like assume if it is the movie object, the first C1 meant for to give notification. Boss, so and so movie ready to release. So and so movie ready to release. This consumer is the responsible just to give the notification. Next, second consumer is the responsible to provide a result of that movie. Assume result, hit or flop. Are you getting? This person is the responsible to provide. Next, this person is the responsible, this consumer is the responsible to store that movie information in the database. For the future purpose, I want to store this movie information in the database. Are you getting right? Sir, total, have you observed C1 and then C2 and then C3? All the 3 consumers will work for the same movie object one by one. That's why consumer chaining is possible or not? Yes, possible. Sir, this is the best example, right? Let me create executable code so that you people can feel comfortable, right? Just observe a bit carefully, sir. Sir, I have movie objects are there. Assume that class movie class I'm taking. Class movie class I'm taking, sir. every movie in this example contain, sir, only two variables, string name, and then string result. Assume that I want to display the result, string result. Name, hit or flop is, sir, result. What is the name of the movie? Now I'm taking movie, string name, comma, string result. String name, comma, string result. This name is equal to name. This result is equal to result. This result is equal to result, like this, right? So now that's all. This is about my movie class. Now let me write multiple consumers and let me change all these consumers so that you people can feel more comfortable, right? Now have a look once. Consumer. First consumer I'm ready to write, sir. Sir, it is going to take movie object as the argument. Sir, this consumer is always going to take which one, sir? Movie object as the argument. C1 is, if I can provide movie object, this consumer just print, okay, here just a movie. What is the movie name, sir? M.name, movie name is ready to release. Is ready to release. Like this I'm taking, sir. Is ready to release. Like, sir, movie Bahubali is ready to release. Something like this consumer is going to do that. Sir, now consumer of movie C2 is equal to, sir, I'm taking, if I provide movie object, system.out.println, it is going to provide hit or flop. Sir, movie m.name, sir, is hit or flop. I want to tell is m.result. Are you getting? Is m.result. Sir, movie Bahubali is a hit. Movie Bahubali is flop. Something like I have to specify. Next, consumer of movie just C3 is equal to, sir, this consumer to store movie information in the database. System.out.println, movie, sir, m.name, information storing in database. So total, how many consumers I wrote? One consumer just to display movie information. Second consumer, sir, display hit or flop. Third consumer, store that information in the database. Now, what I want to do is consumer of movie, sir, chained C is equal to, sir, I want to change all these things. Here my chained C, like this I took, sir. What is the way? C1 and then C2 and then C3. C1 and then C2 and then C3. Like this we have, right? C1 and then C2 and then C3. Like this we have. Now chained consumer is ready. Okay? Let me create one movie object, sir. Movie M is equal to new movie of Bahubali. Are you getting? Movie M is equal to new movie of Bahubali, comma, sir, what is the result? Assume that hit I'm taking. Sir, this is a movie object I got. Chained C, this is the consumer, chained consumer, dot accept of M. Are you getting? Chained consumer, dot accept of M, like this. If I provide this M, then automatically first C1 will be applied, and then C2 will be applied, Under then C3 will be applied. Hurry up for this movie, all the three consumers are going to be applied automatically. This is nothing but sir chained, consumer chaining. Everyone can able to understand, right? That's what. So is it possible to perform chaining of consumers or not? Yes, man. No problem at all. Happily it is acceptable. Clear. Let me execute this code, sir. Observe carefully. Observe a bit very carefully, sir. Import java.util. Sir, of course, import java.function. In this case, util is not required because I'm not using collection concept anywhere. Okay? This is the movie, sir. This is the movie. String name and result, right? Sir, now my requirement, consumer of movie. Have you observed? Consumer of movie. C1 is equal to SOP of movie is ready to release. Next, movie is just released. Is just released. Observe a bit carefully, sir. So, first consumer, sir, movie name is ready to release. Second consumer, movie is just released and it is hit or flop, like that m dot result. Third consumer, movie information storing in database, right? Sir, total how many consumers are there? Can you please spell out? 3 consumers are available, sir. With all these 3 consumers, now I'm ready to create chained consumer. Yes, this one is a very, very important, sir. The main objective of this program is this one only, sir. C1 and then C2 and then C3 combined, right? Now I'm creating movie object and then let me call chained consumer except of M1. Observe a bit very carefully, sir. What is the output by default we are going to get? Have a look once. Yes, movie is Bahubali ready to release because of C1. Next, under then C2, under then C3. So, all the 3 consumers by default got executed for this movie object. Everyone can aware. Sir, let me create one more movie object, sir. Sir, just the same thing. Maybe movie name and the result I may change. Sir, movie M2 is equal to new movie spider. It is a utter flop movie. Are you getting flop, sir? Chain the accept dot M2. Now observe, for the second movie also, all the 3 consumers are going to work, sir. So this is for the first movie and this one is nothing but for the second movie like this. Any doubt? Are you in the position to understand, right? So now chaining concept is applicable for the consumers also. So consumer functional interface contain one default method. What is the default method, sir? And then with this, sir, consumer concept got completed. Remember. So consumer functional interface contain only 2 methods, sir. First method, accept method. Are you getting what the first method, sir? Can you please spell out accept method, which is the abstract method. Second method, sir. What is the second one is? Do you know? Just the under then. For which purpose we are going to have under then method is to implement consumer chaining. If you aware that, that's or not is there in the consumers. Clear?